Hey guys, that Mike Gamer back here from the video, guys. Today we'll be looking at gridiron notes for Madden 22 gameplay deep dive. In this, we're going to be going ahead and looking at what all can we expect from the gameplay features of next year's game. Now, keep in mind, guys, that I have been kind of mixed, more negative about Madden 22. After learning what we learned yesterday, I'm kind of looking at it in a more positive light. Because first off, yes, yesterday we found out that home field advantage and momentum are not, home field advantage are not going to be in MUT online. So when you play a weekend league and head-to-head, you do not have to worry about home field advantage in those game modes. Momentum will still be in Madden 22, in MUT 22, but only in solo challenges and stuff like that. So there might be things that they orchestrate solos around momentum. To kind of, you have to beat the momentum to get the solos done, but it is not the case online. So online, MUT 22 online is absolutely the same as MUT always is. No gimmicks, no extra features, same exact thing with all the gameplay additions that we're talking about in this video. So I'll say right now, Madden 22 might not be bad, guys. It might not be bad. Outside of that, I mean, I will say the home field advantage and momentum in franchise mode is absolutely awesome. I do love that feature in franchise mode. But for MUT, it wasn't really, a smart move to put it in there. And EA did make a statement in this article that is not in there. So which is absolutely awesome. Anyway, though, dynamic game day is made up of three components, core components: game day momentum, game day atmosphere, and next gen stats. Looking at game day momentum, with the game day momentum, you will feel the highs and lows of the momentum swings in each game, and feel the pressure of game day with all the all new momentum meter and its perks known as M factors, momentum factors. Any football fan can tell you, feel momentum build in an NFL game is a really real thing. The momentum meter visualizes these momentum swings for gamers, which are all driven completely by the action on the field. Now, let me put it like this, right? Obviously, we've looked at it before with the home field advantage. Everyone's going to have, whoever the home team is going to have the home team, a home field advantage no matter what. You're going to go into a game, if you're the away team, you're not going to have anything starting off right away. The home team's going to have everything. They're going to have the benefits of being a home team. They're going to go ahead and probably start off with momentum, and they're also going to go ahead, of course, and just get the bonuses of all that. Nonetheless, though, the momentum feature, and one thing I will say is, as I did play more and more franchise games in the Madden 21 or 22 beta when it was a thing, I didn't hate the momentum. I know it might be different and it might take a little bit of time. And I know a lot of people who watch this video will not play franchise mode or any head-to-head regs, so it doesn't really matter. But if you do play those game modes, it really is more realistic. I will say that. I mean, to a certain degree, I'm not saying that, a team like the Patriots, who are down 24 to something, was it 25 to something? When they were down in that Super Bowl against the Falcons, right? You might say they had no momentum. They had no nothing. Oh, I don't know about that, because that's Tom Brady. He should be the neutralizer to momentum swings. But nonetheless, though, I will say it's more realistic. When a team is down, it's really hard to come back in some of these games. In real life, not only just in Madden. So it does make sense to kind of, I don't want to say kick it when it's down, but you're kind of kicking them when they're down, pretty much. Momentum mechanic is a tug-of-war style meter that flows toward the team currently in controlling the game. So yes, as you score. So for example, let's say the meter's completely on the right-hand side, all out, saying that, that one team right here, right, is controlling the possession. So 14-0 right here, right? You guys can see we have obviously, we have the home field right here, which is the Lions. We have the momentum right here, and I forget what this one's called at the very end. Nerves. That's what it... Wait, is it nerves? No, it's I forget what this one is called. But you have, obviously... Actually, wait, I think it is nerves. Yes, believe that is nerves. Your nerves of like if you're gonna win or lose. Anyway, though, so nonetheless, though, it is kind of realistic now because of that. Your receivers run, or you know, obviously they're unsure about the route starting off. I will say that's not realistic. Now, is there teams where you're down by 14 points? If you're only down by 14 points in this situation right here, I don't know if your team is going to completely just be like, oh my God, this is over. You're in the first quarter, down by 14. You're not going to, your receivers aren't going to be like, how do I run these routes? How do I do anything? Second off, by the way, I think that's Bashad Perryman and David Fells. These are not good receivers. So the fact they don't know their routes might mean more realistic of they just don't know what routes they're running rather than actually being that they are, you know, penalized by the momentum. But nonetheless, digress being a Ravens fan there. But anyway, though, guys, as I was saying, though, I mean, I don't know. Down by 14, are you really going to be in a situation right now where your receivers are not running the routes correctly? It is kind of, in my opinion, I said it before, kind of makes it seem more like a arcade type aspect. And again, does it change the game? Absolutely. You know, you might not be able to come back in a game because let's say you like to run a certain route. Now your receiver isn't going to run that certain route. And depending on home field advantage, that could change everything. So, for example, Motor City, which is obviously the Lions, they actually have a thing that gives the whole entire team more acceleration. So, but it's been a home team, the acceleration accelerates slightly faster. So that's automatically there. And then obviously trouble blocking is the next one here. If they were up in this game, they would have, you know, trouble blocking for the Packers. And then some of the way teams' receivers are hidden pre-play. So again, like I said, is it as realistic as possible? No. Is it realistic for the fact of, you know, a team could be down, losing momentum, and then they start messing up? Absolutely yes. And I will say for that fact, could be a little bit more realistic than just having the generic how it is right now. For example, a kicker always kicking in the ice state, receivers missing the receiving icon and making hot routes more difficult to perform. They talk about this in the video, but yes, there is a actual home field advantage where the kicker will always kick the ball iced, no matter what. No matter what situation he's in, he's always going to be iced. I don't like that. I don't like, because you know what that does? That takes away the fact of it being an ice kick. Now, the hardest place to kick in the NFL, I might be incorrect here, but I believe it's Heinz Field, and it's kicking toward, what is it? It's the one end zone. I know this because I'm a Ravens fan, and we have Justin Tucker who can make everything. But before Justin Tucker, we used to have Matt Stover. We had Matt Stover, we had Billy Cundiff. Okay, and I remember although Billy Cundiff was amazing kicking the ball until that championship game, I know that it was always told the hardest place to kick is Heinz Field at one of the end zones because it's so difficult. I don't know exactly why it is, but it's so difficult to kick there. I know obviously outside of weather conditions, those places like Chicago, the Windy City, that's all wind. It's hard to kick there. Green Bay, Wisconsin with the snow, it's hard to kick there. There's other places hard to kick, but I know that Heinz Field, that one end zone, is really hard to kick. So the fact that your guy's always iced, I don't know if I like that too much. I get it. The point, it's because it's a home field advantage. I get that, but I just feel like the guy shouldn't always be iced. Nonetheless, though, that's not all. Also, introducing a motorized blast from EA's Football Pass as home field advantage. Each team is equipped with one extra unique M factors that will only be available when a team is defending its own turf. For example, playing at home, the home field advantage allows that extra M factor to unlock via momentum. So obviously, yes. So we already saw that before, but this is pretty much how this works, is that both teams have an M factor, but a home team has an extra M factor. These unique perks have been similarly designed to celebrate the fandom of each team, unique personalities. you know what's funny is I went a whole video about all these. It's like the Browns and Steelers exact same one, which I don't know how is that unique. Then at the very end, they just got lazy and they copied and pasted the Jets and the Giants and the 49ers and Washington football team. They copied and pasted both of them for each of them. The tug of war crap, it's the same exact one twice. So it's kind of, I don't know if I would say really 100% designed for that, but it's okay. It's whatever, right? It's whatever. All right. So anyway, though, right here you guys can see, we have the linked in adrenaline and check down. And actually that might, wait, is that what it is? Adrenaline check down? Okay, I thought that was momentum. I thought the second one was momentum, I guess. Okay, whatever. Okay, so it is. Yeah, it's adrenaline check down. Okay. Anyways, to quickly summarize, game day momentum introduces momentum mechanics where gamers can interact with a momentum meter and based on their own on-field performance can activate or deactivate end factors by swinging momentum. NFL teams playing on their own field with unique home field advantage end factors, celebrating their team or stadium, fan base, and history. Both momentum and home field advantages are customized to match the specific game mode you're playing. One thing I will say, though, is someone asked them in the comment section, is do the teams chant, like the fans chant stuff that's like, you know, realistic to the team? And they really do a lot to incorporate the fans. They really show off a lot with the fans. And to answer the question, though, no, they do not at all. I didn't hear anything about the fans. But I didn't hear anything when I was playing about the fans chanting. Would that be in the full game? Maybe so. I know if you're a Steelers fan, I mean, obviously he doesn't play anymore, but if you hear Heath, you know, and then Ravens fan, Hoop, obviously, you know, would be cool. Game day atmosphere. The second component of the game day is a day atmosphere, where the atmosphere, broadcast, and presentation all bring dynamic game day to life. Game day atmosphere delivers the scale, experience, and impact of big moments that can change the game and present itself via the unique characteristics and personality of each NFL stadium. All this is wrapped up in an updated broadcast package that sets the stage for each game to tell its own story. One unique characteristics you'll notice first is the crowd. Brand new crowd animations and create super fan characters for every team in the league to give each team a 12th man. Although working directly with the NFL teams, we mastered our real world crowd audio recordings. Okay. And added more authentic sound elements to each stadium to hear what each stadium sounds like on game day. Hang on. Not only more variant in the sound, but we also pumped up the volume intensity of the crowd so you feel in key moments. For example, a loud crowd might take away tougher quarterback to hear calls. Okay, so I wonder, and I'm gonna say no on this one. I'm gonna guess they don't add certain like music, like, you know, turn down for what, like for the Texans. I'm gonna say they don't add certain music. So what I think they mean here is just the fans might cheer like, let's go defense, let's go offense, let's go. You know, that kind of stuff, right? They might cheer that kind of stuff. They might cheer just like defense. I don't think they cheer certain things like, you know, players' names, but still. That's cool. Sideline will also react to the action of the game on the field. You'll see players and coaches on the sideline react to the momentum of the game, pump up the crowd, sometimes interact with players on the field. I think that's a penalty, actually. And even the players on the field will have momentum-based reactions, more organic displays of emotions after the whistle blows. So, will a player flip off a ref? That's all I care about. All I care about is, will my player get so angry he'll flip off a ref or cuss out a ref and get thrown out of the game? I want to see a player get thrown out of the game. Lastly, the broadcast package to bring all new next-gen stats packages and overlays, new stat banners and wipe cut screens, various new camera angles, new Super Bowls, presentations, and more. Okay. So Justin Herbert. Yep. Awesome. The crowd will factor in Madden 22 gameplay. Sideline players, staff will react to the action on the field, momentum of the game. All new game day conditions bring unique environment-based game modifiers to each game that can either help or hinder both teams. All brought to life with a fresh new presentation package. Next-gen star-driven AI. Final piece of dynamic game day is next-gen star-driven AI. The last 2 years, the vast majority of all games played in Madden NFL has been against AI opponents. Frankly, we have not been investing in their experience as much as head-to-head games. You really don't do that either. So I think this is just an all-around moment to say, hey, we haven't been caring. Next-gen stats. Star-driven AI in Madden 22 would deliver a step change in AI so that the single-player games will feel as fun, fresh, and meaningful as playing against other humans. Hey, EA. Ever played against other humans, man? We don't want to play against other humans. It's not the point. People play franchise mode and against the AI to have fun in Madden. Because guess what happens when you play another opponent? He's going to run the same exact play 60 times in a row. He's going to keep running crosses. He's going to keep rolling out to his left or right. And he's going to dot the ball down the field. I don't want the AI to do that. I don't play the AI for that reason. I play the AI for realistic experience. It's not good. While the efforts continue in Madden 22, we are now using next-gen stats to data to drive AI behavior and tendencies at both player and team level. The access, we have these stats. Our partnership with next-gen stats delivered a realism sports gamers who can only find in NFL, Madden NFL. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that because that makes it sound like, they're gonna be like an actual player online, which is absolutely awful to play against. Individual AIs, players' behavior driven by real-world next-gen stats to drive unique tendencies based on their playstyle. Fundamentals AI core improvements have been made, playing against the AI more challenging and rewarding while making each game feel unique. AI will play more like themselves in terms of play calling and play style, so there's more diversity in weekly matchups. Opponent stats and tendencies are surfaced so you can make more strategic game plan decisions before each game starts, and adjustments can be made at halftime. Can you imagine if every single game EA, or every single week, right, whatever the meta is, EA just found out the meta and updated the AI to do that exact meta? So you played a solo, well, let's say you played a franchise game, and literally they just threw the ball 60 times to one receiver, and every single time it was the same exact route. This is what it's saying, by the way. They're not going to do this. This is all a lie. But this is what they're pretty much saying if you read that. Is they're saying that they're going to make it more like a realistic opponent. And I don't know if they thought in their head that playing online is fun to do with how buggy and glitchy this game is, but it's not. It's a lot of issues. So they're saying they're going to make the AI more realistic to a player. Are you going to fix the glitches and the bugs of the players not reacting? I guess they're saying that they're going to fix that because the AI is going to be more realistic. So is the AI going to be like a user? Every single AI opponent's going to be a user? Are they going to run like a user would? Are they going to play like a user would? Too much questions. Moving on to core gameplay, we want to quickly touch on the importance of feedback from our players. All right, notice how everything else is like a long, detailed paragraph, bullet points, pictures. That's nice, that's sweet. And then the core gameplay, the thing we care about, is just one little sentence, one little paragraph. And by the way, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. This is all the core gameplay components, by the way. This is just the intro. This is actually all of it. Player movement, tackling. I'm just playing, guys. They actually do go in depth with this. That would be funny though if that ended right there. It was just like, and here is the core gameplay. Probably it's not. Anyway, player movement. I talked about this before, and I do love this. I love the player movement in Madden 22. Just how they play, how they move, how they make their cuts, how they miss, make people miss tackles. It's so amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. Tackling got significantly upgrades across the board. These upgrades include a complete refresh of the most tackles from the past years, with a focus on the new interactions and most appropriate specific situations, and aim to pay off the size and strength of the players in the tackle to better respect physique, physics, and user control. No longer will your guy get tackled through the ground. Hopefully. All right. We have touch player down tackles, sideline tackles, early huddle tackles, conjurant gang tackles, concurrent, new and improved broken tackles. That's actually a really big thing. A lot of times now, a guy would catch the ball and just break a tackle instantly. Kind of annoying, but still, yeah. New tackling momentum logic, so I would better detect the size, speed, and traits of the players involving in the matchup, so that base tackle physics of both the entry and outcome will match more appropriate. Okay. Catching. For catching controls, Madden NFL players have desired more control and more organic outcomes in the passing game. Yeah, no, we didn't. We just want animations to happen. We shouldn't get a receiver who catches the ball right in his hands should not get no animations. The cornerback goes through his body to intercept it. That just doesn't make sense. We just want actual animations. That's all we want. It's not hard to get. We made a lot of changes, significantly decreased the frequency of multiplayer catches. There will be no more rack catches. Rack multiplayer catches. What? They got rid of rack catches? No more contextually questionable short yardage multiplayer catches, and less slowed down by the receivers with a step or two of separations. Okay. Lastly, we decided we've done some tuning to improve catch height. That shows that big receivers have a larger catch radius. Okay. Defenders attempting to swat the ball will have a larger radius to reach the ball to knock it down. Okay, so now actually Calvin Johnson is going to play like a Calvin Johnson. That's pretty much what they're saying here. We'll see if that actually is true. Improve sideline catching by adding logic for more accurate foot detection, and add new sideline catch animations for more variety. Okay. Like I said, I'm interested. No more rack catches. That's interesting too. All right, so blocking. Made enhancements to both pass and run blocking to improve animation qualities and controlling these interactions. Okay, just like in tackling, we are using a new momentum logic in blocking. You'll first notice this in the pocket. Expect the physics of pass rushers as they fire off the line. You'll see new animations content when blocking engage defenders when they are battling toward the quarterback, and when they ultimately attempt to shed the block to get past the block. This results in more organic dynamic formation of the pocket that you have to be aware as the quarterback. It seems cool. Seems good. We'll see how it works. All right, so we didn't stop just core system improvements in catching, blocking, tackling, and play movement. There's a bunch of other things coming in Madden 22, but we wanted to tell you all about this. So here's a quick hit list of those. Increase range for pass lead and pass tendencies, decrease the effectiveness of over-top coverage adjustments when guarding routes with cuts, increase get-off speed of blitzing defenders as so they are faster off their gaps, new impact blocks that respect player momentum with an emphasis on bigger offensive linemen, dominating smaller defensive backs inside the tackle box. Okay. Added multiplayer scramble sack animation. Reduce match distance on blocks from real and black shoulder. Return high throw mechanics to make it more effective. Major tuning to multiplayer catches to reduce the frequency, but also reduce warping when they're used. Improve pursuit logic to decrease the frequency of over and under pursuit tackles. Improve defenders' reaction time when in position to play the ball versus pass. After whistle, teammates will now help the ball carrier up off the ground. You know, I never in my life thought I would care about them helping the play off the ground, but now I actually care about it. It better happen. I better see every single time. Because there's times when the defensive players help up the ball carrier off the ground, actually. All right, playbooks have been updated to reflect the real life plays. Yep, they do this every single season. Yeah, so these are the new formations now that are going to be in. Pass coverage. For Madden 22, our focus is to improve the way pass coverage reacts and carries out assignments versus the most effective and frequently called pass plays. Decision making was driven by data. Okay, so obviously this new pass coverage. Interesting. All right. Yeah. And then, yes, how will game day momentum work in Madden 20 Madden Ultimate Team? When playing online game modes such as head-to-head season, weekend league, home field advantage will not be enabled. Be on the lookout for more information. All right, it's a lot to take in, okay? That was a 25-minute video of us just reading that crap. All right, so is this good? Yes. This is actually interesting. Madden 22 might not suck. Really, honestly, I'm going to be honest here. Madden 22 might actually be pretty decent. If all that is said is true, and obviously that's a big grain of salt right there, because we've seen in the past, EA says things and it ends up not being the case. This could be a really interesting set of events. It's gonna be really interesting to see, you know, how they end up going ahead and implementing everything. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, the likes, comment down below. See you guys next one. Peace out.